Hey guys, Kyle here again from the Art of Physical Fitness Show. I've got the answers to your questions. Today's question comes from Angela all the way over the pond in the UK. Angela sent me and asks, how do I feel less tired and more motivated to work out? I wake up at 4 a.m., start work at 6, and I finish work at 3. But when I get home, I fall asleep for 2 hours. I then wake up and cook and eat dinner, which isn't usually too unhealthy. Then by that time I'm in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm 40 years old, no children or medical problems. Please help. Well, Angela, I aim to help. That's my mission. So, dealing with your lack of energy levels with your workout, the first area I actually want to focus on is your quality of sleep that you are having. Now, with that said, first and foremost, you should consult your doctor if it's a case where you might have some type of sleep disorder, insomnia, circadian rhythm, your natural rhythm of sleeping. I don't have very good pronunciation skills on some words. But you want to check if you actually have some sleep disorders that might be preventing you from having a full night's sleep and benefiting the full recovery from what sleep can give you. And second, when you're at your doctor, you might want to check for any vitamin or mineral deficiencies that you might have. So with all that said, let's get to the actionable steps that you can start doing. The first thing that I would suggest is to analyze what you were doing before you actually go to bed. A lot of people with the technology we have out there today spend the last few hours right up to the point that they do get underneath the covers, or they're watching TV, looking at their phones, going on the internet. They're sitting there for hours on end before they go to bed with this constant blaring light staring into their eyeballs. And this convinces their body that it's still daytime, when it needs to be in a stage where it starts coming down and realizing that it's time to shut things down and get ready for hibernation. So that's the first step, is to getting away from watching the TV and internet and things like that before bed, and instead replacing that with meditation or quiet walks or reading. When it comes to reading also, now I read tons of books, and most of them are tactical in nature, if you will. But it can be said where if you read any of Tim Ferriss's stuff, he mentions one time, and I think it kind of benefits the times I think back to when I've done it, is the stuff you're reading. Try fictional books. That getting that fantasy world of fiction will help prime your body and pull you down, also get you kind of like in a dreamlike state. So that's the first step, is eliminating those stimuluses. The second step is we're getting to supplementation, and one of I've actually used myself, the other I haven't, but I've heard incredible benefits from it, and it makes sense why it would for what it is. First would be what I've had is ZMA, which is a combination of zinc, magnesium, and the vitamin B12, which will help you get a little deeper, and also, which is mostly known for, is giving vivid dreams to you. If you're in a state, and the other supplement does pretty much the same thing, and it is melatonin, which is a natural occurring element in your body, and by taking in more, we can get more of the benefits from it, basically to get you in that deeper sleep. And if you're someone who isn't having deep dreams right now, that's telling me that you're just kind of on the surface level of sleep. You're not getting deeper and deeper and deeper into your REM cycle where you can dream. And if you're not having dreams, you're not getting fulfilled sleep and complete rest and recovery on your body. So make sure that if you aren't having dreams, consider these supplements that will help you get into that deeper state. You need to restore your rhythm and get back to the ability to dream and get deeper and deeper sleep. And finally, as far as improving the quality of sleep, let's remove any of caffeine supplements and drinks, pops, coffee, and all that stuff, teas, that can geek you up before you go to bed. You don't need caffeine. You don't want caffeine before you're supposed to pull it down and go to sleep. So, for improving the quality of sleep, reduce TV and internet and cell phone use, all that type of stuff before bed. Consider experimenting with ZMA and melatonin supplementation and removing caffeine before bed. Now, that's not the only steps that we can take. Let's move to what we're doing actually during the day, and namely your food intake. You say that your food intake isn't bad at all. So with that said, let's think about the timing that we're taking our foods and the certain nutrients that we're doing. And when I say that, you say that you wake up at 4, work from 6 to 3, sleep afterwards for 2 hours, and you just don't have the energy for it. So let's think about what we're eating. If we're taking in lots of carbs before our workout during that 4 in the morning till 3 at dawn, or whenever before you start working out. Eliminate those carbs. Carbs can have an effect on some people where they can make you tired and bring you down. So let's eliminate carbs before the workout, all the way from wake up till workout time. Eliminate carbs and actually keep your meal level quantity and size down to a small level. So small protein and fat meals, even to a point where you're still a little bit hungry. What I'm after here is for you to have what's called a sympathetic dominance going into your workout. The sympathetic nervous system is what is responsible for igniting all the operations for the fight or flight response and producing adrenaline and gets you going. So I actually want you to have that state going into your workout. If you have the adrenaline pumping, you're going to be able to attack the weights, the fitness classes, whatever you're doing, the playground workouts, whatever you're doing for your fitness activity. When you got that fight or flight response, adrenaline pumping through you, you're going to have the energy to be able to attack through it. And so by eating those small meals, we stay in that sort of dominant, sympathetic dominant state. This is similar to, I don't know if you're familiar with intermittent fasting, but it's a very similar approach to that when we're talking about fasted diets. Or fasted workouts. Most of my workouts are fasted. I will fast from whenever I stop eating into the night, and that's dependent on my schedule. It changes by the day, but I'll stop probably about an hour before bed. I don't do that because, hour before bed rule. I just do it because that's naturally how I do it. But then from that last meal till probably around 11 to 1 o'clock the next day, I fast. I don't eat a single thing. I'll drink some water maybe, but I don't eat a single thing. And on workout days, I'll work out, and then immediately after that workout, I'll eat. And this comes down to now how we can use the food, the carbohydrates that we were talking about making you lethargic before, how we can now use that to benefit ourselves to help get us to sleep now. So we work out, semi-fasted with in a sympathetic dominant state, and now after workout, we start pounding down the protein and the carbs, and that's going to refill our body and recharge ourselves so that we come back for our next workout and have the physical energy sources in our muscles to actually produce energy and produce muscular action. But it's also going to start to bring us back down and into that state of lethargicism, if that's a word, but it's going to start bringing us down to that state so that we can have a deep sleep. If you approach it like this, you might find it that you don't even need any of these supplements that I've been talking about, such as the ZMA, the melatonin. You're not going to find that you need them because now you're eating in a way that kind of naturally does that for you. So now we talked about carbs afterwards, loading up afterwards, and small protein fat meals. I want to talk about a supplement stack that I take on days when I feel lethargic. Now I use this very sparingly, and it's a cheap supplement stack because you can buy it in just its basic forms from any online supplier or supplement store you might find around. But it's simply 200 milligrams of caffeine pills and 3 milligrams of the amino acid L-tyrosine. I have had some of my best workouts on this combination, and what it does is the caffeine provides that, everyone knows what caffeine does, that response that kicks the start of your nervous system, but you can often have that crash. Now, L-tyrosine increases mental focus and clarity, and so when we combine the two together, they actually amplify each other's results, while at the same time, they eliminate a lot of that crash. I've never had much of a crash at all on the caffeine L-tyrosine stack. So, like I said, 200 milligrams of caffeine plus 3 grams of L-tyrosine before your workout, and you should, as it's helped me many times before, feel yourself get amped up for the training session and actually have a very productive training session. But with that said, use it sparingly. Don't get yourself in a state where your body becomes dependent upon it, but it also becomes used to it, and you stop to see the benefit from it. And this goes also a little further, that before you even consider taking this pairing, if you're a person who constantly takes caffeine stuff throughout the day, pops, coffee, pills itself, then it's not going to have a great effect on you because your body's so used to caffeine. So, Angela, in that case, I would recommend you to do a 2-week detox from caffeine. Anything that we were talking about, caffeine, teas, pop, pills, cut it all out of caffeine for 2 weeks. It's going to be pretty rough. Probably the first week is probably going to be pretty rough. You're probably going to feel more lethargic and tired than you had before. but we need to reset the body and get itself, because right now it's your body, if you're taking a lot of caffeine every single day, your body, your adrenal system is drained. It is fatigued and it needs to rest and recover and get yourself so that can actually produce naturally how it's supposed to. So give yourself that 2-week detox, and that will allow you to now officially, once you get back into it with the caffeine L-tyrosine, use sparingly. I mean, I only use it maybe once every couple months on the workouts where I'm like, I really need it today, is when I use it, and so use it sparingly. So that is all I had written down that I wanted to address with you. So if you have any further questions, if this doesn't completely answer what you're looking for, go ahead and send me another question on the webpage that you went to. For those who have more questions for me that you want me to answer, there's a link down below this video that you can go, put your name, email, and question. I'll get back to you. If it's a question like this one that I think that can help out hundreds of thousands of people, I will post a video response to it just like I have here. So again, this is Kyle with the Art of Physical Fitness Show. I thank you for stopping by, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, hey, did not see you there. I was in the middle of pondering the problems that could be on your mind. Let me answer your fitness and health questions by clicking the link below.